sprue. We're gonna be clipping it off, and I'm gonna talk to Gate. We'll plug in the hot glue gun too, and we'll maybe paint some models. It depends. Very bad connection. I really doubt that, unless this VLOP system is hot trash. But you know, that might happen. You can pay lots of money and still get hot garbage. And that is a lesson. If there's any Games Workshop employees that ever see anything involving with my videos, first step is you can pay a lot of money, man, and you can still get some hot garbage. Like, there's some really shitty models that cost a lot of money, even though they're kind of pointless in the current meta. That makes sense, right? Let's talk about the games themselves, though. What game can you play? Well, man, you could play like the new Monster Hunter game. Rock yourself some Monster Hunter World. Just look into the devs for the Monster Hunter games. Play yourself some Pillars of Eternity. Play yourself some of the original Battlefront, and we'll break down why you want to play these games in respect. Alright, first off, Monster Hunter World. As a way to... Again, I haven't played Monster Hunter World, but I have seen it played, and I've played a metric buttload of Monster Hunter. I've been done G-rank hunts, so if you know anything about Monster Hunter, you know G-rank hunts are not easy, put it that way. But also, the idea is besides the world, besides the combat simulation, what you could also learn from G-dubs is the way they approach loot systems and such forth, and like game combat and clipping sprue off screen. Yeah, son. Cause the shot changes every time, so I barely know what it is. I should start doing what I did last time and start just putting out shot markers at the beginning of everything. I usually do that, but I didn't do it this time. It's not cause I'm stoned. Yes, it is. It is cause I'm stoned. How often are you stoned? Every day. Man, I did a shitload of martial arts today. I'm not going to be doing any more, like, active combat fencing, but I think I'm going to keep on doing katas and shit like that. And I'm not going to be doing, like, any active combat grappling or, you know, like, striking. I'm just going to do, like, a shitload of katas. Because mostly, I don't want to have another concussion like this last one. And, yeah, it'll be kata time. Gimkata time. But Games Workshop can learn from... I didn't expect to get that far, actually. I didn't know how long it would take me to clip all those things off. That's what he will sort of look like. Games Workshop could learn to publish a good game. They did publish a good game in Dawn of War, but they, you know, they seem to be dedicated to isometrics, right? And isometrics is what Pillars of Eternity does really, really, really well. So if you want to examine an isometric game, examine Pillars of Eternity. If you want to examine a world-building game, maybe play Evolve. I'd recommend Monster Hunter above Evolve. Monster Hunter World is, I haven't played it, but, I'm just waiting for it on the computer, man. I'm waiting, like, it's one of the few games that I'm watching like a hawk right now because, man, just, Monster Hunter World on the computer is gonna be my jams! I'm just waiting, I don't have a PS4. I'm thinking about, now that we've almost got this house renovated, almost, well, my part's almost done. I'm almost done with what I need to do, so I might, you know, who knows. I wanted to get a job way before my concussion. I might get a job to buy myself some Monster Hunter World. You play that, You play the old Star Wars. We'll move on to Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity is an excellently constructed story and world. And overall, I just really enjoyed the whole affair in Pillars of Eternity. If you like Baldur's Gate, you're going to like Pillars. Now, let's talk further about what else the Pillars of Eternity offers them besides, like, an isometric game. Offers them, maybe an approach to, again, not so much communicating the universe, but the type of people, the citizenry, like communicate what the citizenry of the universe is like, right? You know, you could get like a, instead of doing like an isometric Diablo kind of game for like Lord Inquisitor, you could do like a small 6-man kill team type game. That'd be sick as shit. Where you get like really in-depth RPG style characters. You get like, you know, really, really deep RPG characters. I don't know how you would execute that. There's more than one way to skin a cat in that realm. But the not yeah, I forget. Oh yeah, I was like, there's another point in there somewhere. There's another point rattling around in there somewhere. Examine also how, I just knocked the base off my desk. Examine how they communicated the legend of Saint Wyden and so forth. And like the way the deities, the gods in that game I found particularly impactful. I could be wrong there. But examine like the things that you do with the gods in the game. You can, there's ways to introduce these chaotic deities into people's existence in the games, in this games. They will have to be approached carefully. I'm not saying this is something you just be like, hey, my name's Slaanesh. And Nurgle's right here. And then Cord's like, hey, it's cool. The thing is, that's like a cat. You know, I've been trying to stop saying that because I say the thing is too much lately. Each game offers a different something to learn, and like I said, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to make a game. Monster Hunter World would be more like you're part of a guard squad that runs out and gets shitted on by giant demons all day. So basically you're in the Astra Militarum. But, you know, maybe like in a larger aspect where it's just a shitload of guardsmen running up against like one dude who plays a demon prince, and he goes fucking, he goes bully boy on the guardsmen, just yakata, yakata, yakata. It'd be great. Guardsman infinite respawns instantly. The demon prince is like completely overpowered for the situation, but he doesn't have nearly as much like ranged power, and there's only a couple, there's only a couple demons, but they are just crack it. They're going through people, man, like they, they would be. And I think that would be a particularly fun game. I don't know if everybody would find that to be a particularly fun game. Some people might get super salty, but like, you can't kill a demon. It's like, yeah, one player is the boss. Everybody else is not the boss. In the term of Demon Prince is, the giant demon, and then everybody else is not that, and you try not to die. Raid shit. Other ways to do it, lots of little monsters. Y'all run around, hunt lots of little monsters, and killing big monsters is something hard. You could do like what's it called? A Death Planet game, like Cataclysm Catachan the game where you're growing up on Catachan and you gotta fight all, like, you know, you gotta fight fucked up monsters. Or there's, you know, the isometric team building game, or the final game I would be most disposed to. Play yourself some of the original Star Wars Battlefront, not this new shit. None of this new bullshit. Go find yourself that original Star Wars Battlefront 1, where it's in its prime. 2's alright. 1, I played way more of 2, because when I was 16, I found 2 more attractive. But in the post view of nostalgia goggles, I think I like 1 more in sort of the design method involved. If that makes any sense? So, oh, massacre! 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 At least I caught you guys. I caught y'all. Knocked. Oh, camera's still going down, but again, I got you. All right, we got you. We're back in business, boys. We're back in business, boys. Yep. Where the hell did that other thing go in all this disaster? Oh, is that it right there? Yep, that's it. Ugh. Alright. No, that's not it. Oh, wait, yes it is. Back in business. All right, so we're gonna glue the hot glue gun here. Little sideways agglomeration action there. Call it the sideways agglomerator. That's not even English, man. That is English depending on who you talk to. I mean, they wouldn't really say it's English. It's just some people understand the agglomerator. What is an agglomerator? I was holding it sideways. Figure it out. Do I have... How much shit do I have to spell out here? And that's what you do in Star Wars. You agglomerate the shit out of everybody. Everybody up in the club getting it in Battlefront. And that's, I think, what you should do with a good Warhammer game. I gotta let this settle. Is everybody up in the Clizub should be getting it. What do I mean by that? Stack a bunch of people up in different teams, and then the whole objective of the game is they just meet up and dump off on each other. And I'm not talking about like Eternal War style, Eternal Crusade style, because that's too much action, too much arcade. Not action. It's too much arcadey for me. Battlefield. More Battlefront. Play Battlefront 2. Play Battlefront 1. Make not Battlefront. But not this new Battlefront either. Or by I mean Battlefront 2 and Battlefront 1. I mean Battlefront 2 and Battlefront 1, not Battlefront 3 and 4. Because that's what they are. They're Battlefront 3 and Battlefront 4. You can't... Wait, nope. I played the other two. I'm not even looking at those other ones. That get on out of here with your Battlefront 3 and 4. Sorry, lost interest. You did what? You touched it with EA? Sorry. Play the original games. They have the original games on Steam. One of these days I might buy it, and I might, you know, depending if it goes on sale, who knows? We might get crazy, son. I might I might talk my homeboys into buying it. But you should definitely play the original Battlefront game for a game that you can just have people run up on each other and just shoot each other in the face meaninglessly into perpetuity. It's definitely the game that I think would represent the the Warhammer Battlefield the most. See, massive failure yet again, man. This is what we call the camera knocker experience. Waking up with camera knockers. Knocking cameras like I'm knocking your mom. What? Hashtag offended. Hashtag suing. Hashtag exporting you to Britain. Hashtag I just burnt my hands, son. But yeah, I forget what the fuck I'm on about. I forget what the fuck I'm on about. Let's... Oh damn, we got glue up on the Gene Stealer. Damn. And Gene Stealer's gone. Oh well. Let's continue. Let's forge onwards. I think Battlefront 2 is a good way to do it. In terms of like power-ups and all that jazz. And by power-ups I do mean like power-ups and like how are you gonna field bigger stuff? Tanks, demon princes and all that, you know. You spawn the tanks and all that, you know, whoever gets them gets them. That one's not too hard to figure out. Just put them out there. Some people will get them, some people won't. In the long run, everybody will end up in a tank or two. Some people like me will entirely be uninterested in tanks. I'll just tank anti-tank weaponry. No, I'll take anti-tank weaponry. Like, you know, melt bombs or whatever they come out with. That's the... I stick it to a tank and run kind of AT. I climb up on it and blow it up. That's what I do in every shooter game. It's one of my favorite things to do. You know, and that's the thing. You allow people these environments to do what they want to do. You give them tanks. You give them anti-tank weapons. How do they keep these tanks and anti-tank weapons? Yeah, well, you want to keep the tank. You got to get the new one. Generally, don't suck and get your tank exploded. Anti-tank weapons, you know, maybe you want to keep your rank in the guard, or, you know, your favor with the gods. How do you keep the rank with the guard? Yeah, you know, you have to kill, you have to experience an X amount of combat, and, if you experience X amount of combat in the guard, you won't be accused of being a coward and being summarily judged and put to execution. You know, that's just an idea. I think that there is a couple more methodologies there available. That's just the one I thought of, where it's just like you don't sell these in packages. Like, you could sell, like, what you could sell is like custom helms. You could sell like customized helms and all that. So you want to get like the eagle faceplate. You either like do super elite missions somehow, or you buy it. You know, crazy stuff like that. To earn stuff in the game, you earn like if you want to put microtransactions in, which I am militantly against, do it something like cosmetics that could also be earned in other extremely difficult, but extremely, extremely difficult fashions that, like, nobody's gonna do except for the few really cutthroat, really cutthroat people. You got, like, you know, 0.5% of the populace is gonna be able to do this thing, and then they get the special eagle face home, right? Something like that. I would be militantly against, like I said, I'm against microtransactions. And, yeah. You know, you gotta keep favor with the gods, man. If you don't bet in the, you know, for the God Emperor, yeah, you're a coward. The orcs might makes right. If you don't kill enough guys, an orc's probably gonna grow bigger than you, and, you know, take your warband, dog. And there could be even like a bit more depth to this, and you could play heroes and generals. There's a lot wrong with heroes and generals, even though I like it for certain reasons. Take away the idea that there's a mode called war, where they're like, we don't even know. There's no balance in war. There is no balance here. Don't ask for balance. Whatever you get is whatever you get. Whatever they get is whatever they get. Fight it out. And that would be, I think, something that is very Warhammer. Got a little barricade there. Is, you know, they have this army, you have that army. Fight! And, you know, they could bring 300 tanks and heroes and generals. When we had 300 infantry, they'd have 300 tanks, 6,000 infantry, 150 airplanes, and we'd have like 150 infantry with like 30 jeeps. And they'd have like, you know, another 300 jeeps and all this crazy shit, and, you know, it would just be like me and my homeboys like, get them! And, you know, usually you would lose that, but every once in a while, you wouldn't. You wouldn't lose. And that's the thing, is you could fight it out. And if you had enough spuds and enough kill, you could fucking take those 300 tanks. You could whack those 150 airplanes. Or you could just hold the objectives, which is generally what we did. We just sat inside buildings and greased everybody that came inside. But yeah. I'm putting spikes on it. So, there's a lot G-dubs could learn from a lot of these games. Check out how they field forces and heroes and generals. Check out how you fight in Battlefront. Maybe think about making a large-scale battle game. Not like Eternal Crusade, because that's way too arcadey for people like me. Make it more, you know, make it more Battlefield. Make it more... people would say realistic, but I don't want to use the word realistic. Make it less arcade, more long-range... I don't know even what to call it. We'll call it just Battlefield environment, Frostbite stuff. And, yeah. Just think about it, man. Because, like, Dawn of War 3 failed. I'm not mad about the isometrics coming out, but also, isometrics, man, are just... They're just... They're all what Games Workshop seems to be putting out. So what you gotta do, man, spread your wings, Holmes. Because you definitely can. Like, Games Workshop, people want to love another 40K game. People want to play another Warhammer game. So... give them the opportunity. But they're not gonna find this new love through the same old song and dance. You gotta spread Cupid's wings and shoot some arrows out. And you know, they might not hit, but the idea is that you get one Cupid to hit. And it's not gonna I know cell phone games are all the rage and all that, but man, this is Warhammer. This is fucking Pokemon. I love them both, but Pokemon is way more simplistic. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip.